Let's just say the ratings are the same as Caitlin Clark and people now eliminated. Game 1 of the East Women's Magic on Sunday drew an average of 929,000 viewers, so down nearly 50% from last Sunday's viewership contest. By the way, not only was viewership, but attendance was as well.
WNBA players are reportedly frustrated after Caitlin Clark's playoff exit, as many believe fans have turned against them and stopped tuning into games. The latest semifinal ratings reveal a troubling trend. Viewership has sharply declined since Clark was eliminated on what many fans argue were questionable foul calls. Without her star power, the league is struggling to maintain momentum, and the numbers suggest things could get even worse as the playoffs continue.
Do you want me to just say I told you so, or you really want to say Steve Really? Caitlin Clark.
What kind of league allows its biggest star to be treated this poorly? All season long, the Fever weren't given a single home playoff game, and now the WNBA is watching its own product collapse as viewership drops game after game. It's the only league where advancing in the playoffs actually drives fans away instead of pulling them in. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark is heading to Europe, officially to take a break, but rumors are already swirling that a lucrative EuroLeague deal could tempt her to stay overseas.
Could be a team overseas who would love to snatch Caitlin Clark away from us and give her a crazy offer. I mean, Ice Cube was about to give her $5 million to play in less than 10 games in the Big.
And honestly, who could blame Caitlin if she decided to leave? In Europe, she could earn 10 times her current salary and finally be treated with the respect she deserves. Meanwhile, the WNBA has even robbed her of a unanimous Rookie of the Year honor, with one voter inexplicably choosing Angel Reese instead. Fans are demanding answers, and many believe that voters should be exposed to the public immediately.
Should have been unanimous. Should have been. I agree. It should have been unanimous. And one of the things that sticks with me is that she was the first rookie to get a triple-double.
Viewership is dropping by the minute, and the WNBA is now witnessing the full force of the Caitlin Clark effect. Many players admit what's becoming obvious. Fans tune in for Clark, and without her, interest vanishes. AJA Wilson, for example, wasn't pleased when fans labeled her style of play boring this season, saying, "It's the most I've ever heard that in my career." I'm like, okay, cool, whatever. But even after winning MVP, Wilson hasn't sparked the same excitement or driven the same numbers as Caitlin Clark, a reality the league can no longer ignore.
You're 28 years old now. Why is that not the biggest story? How?
Exactly. Why when Asia was releasing the shoe, were we speaking about
Caitlin Clark's absence from the WNBA playoffs has revealed far more than just a dip in ratings. It's exposed the fragile foundation of the league's fan base. For months, Clark wasn't just carrying the Indiana Fever. She was carrying the WNBA itself, serving as a lightning rod that drew in millions of new viewers. But once the Fever fell to the Connecticut Sun and her rookie season ended, the fallout was immediate and brutal. Viewership plummeted overnight, underscoring a harsh reality. Without its biggest star, the WNBA simply can't keep fans engaged.
The 2023 season, the WNBA has grown by 40% viewership from 2022 to 2023. But with Caitlin Clark's arrival, it's grown by 400% viewership. What that means is, if the WNBA were continuing to grow at the rate it grew from 22 to 23, it would take until 2028 to do what Caitlin Clark did this.
After Caitlin Clark's playoff exit, WNBA viewership crashed by more than half. Undeniable proof that she was carrying a massive share of the league's audience. This isn't a coincidence or a one-time fluke. It's a glaring reality. The WNBA has leaned almost entirely on Clark's star power to attract fans. And without her on the court, the league's inability to hold an audience has been fully exposed.
Since, Angel Reese had that injury to me, and also coming off of Olympic break, Caitlin Clark separated herself. She should have been unanimous. Now to celebrate her, one thing that people forget is as a rookie, she was the most blitzed player in the WNBA, and she still put up 19, 5, and 8 assists.
The steep drop in viewership should serve as a wake-up call for the WNBA. 4 years, the league has battled with low ratings and sparse attendance, but Caitlin Clark's breakout rookie season finally seemed to change the narrative. Her game shattered records and gave fans a reason to believe the WNBA had turned a corner. Yet the moment Clark was eliminated from the playoffs, the illusion crumbled. The surge in popularity wasn't built on a solid foundation. It was built on Clark's star power alone. With her gone, many fans quickly lost interest, leaving behind playoffs that, while competitive, lacked the charisma and electricity Clark brought to the court. The result? A noticeable decline in buzz and excitement across the league.
The Jordan effect on the NBA and the game of basketball, I would argue at one point early on there was a Steph Curry effect on the NBA and on basketball also. Bet your ass, there is a Caitlin Clark effect on all of basketball, especially on women's basketball.
One of the most concerning parts of Caitlin Clark's playoff exit is how it unfolded. All season long, she endured relentless fouls and overly physical play, yet officials rarely stepped in to protect her. Despite the league celebrating her as its brightest star, the WNBA failed to provide the protection a player of her caliber deserves. This wasn't about a few missed calls. It was a consistent pattern of unchecked rough play that wore Clark down and ultimately contributed to her team's downfall.
Well, we don't want players that are going to be rigorous in the college rules. We already see what's happening in the world. Something needs to be done, whether it's them checking their fans or this league.
The playoff series against the Connecticut Sun made this issue impossible to ignore. Clark absorbed multiple hard fouls, yet whistles were few and far between, leaving fans outraged as she was battered around the court with little protection. It often felt as though the league didn't fully understand the importance of safeguarding its brightest star. And this isn't just about one series. It's part of a much larger problem. For years, the WNBA has battled inconsistent officiating, especially around physical play. But when the very player driving the league's resurgence is subjected to this treatment, it becomes a crisis. The WNBA simply cannot afford to let its most important star be beaten down, especially when the league future depends so heavily on her.
Has been impacting the WNBA well before this year. This is not a new thing. This is, and in that way, I do think Caitlin being used as a lot. Caitlin didn't bring the WNBA. This has been happening, and that I think is what's been such a shock for all of us.
Caitlin Clark's breakout rookie season wasn't just a personal triumph. It was a golden opportunity for the WNBA to showcase its full potential to a national audience. Her game pulled in fans from across the country, many of whom were tuning into women's basketball for the very first time. This was the league's chance to seize momentum and build a lasting fan base. Instead, by failing to protect Clark on the court, the WNBA squandered that moment. Viewers saw exactly what happened. Clark was hacked and fouled with little response from officials. Now, social media is flooded with frustrated fans calling out the league for letting its biggest star be treated this way.
Who resent the fact that this young white girl came out there and did her thing. Rookie of the year, fourth in the league, MVP voting, assist leader, one of the top leading scorers after the Olympic Games. She put on a show, validating all the teaching.
This has fueled a growing belief that the WNBA is failing to protect its stars, a mistake that could carry serious long-term consequences for fan loyalty. The league now finds itself in a dangerous position. In just one season, Caitlin Clark has done more to elevate women's basketball than many players have accomplished in their entire careers. But if the WNBA refuses to step in and safeguard her and other emerging stars, it risks driving away the very players who are fueling its growth. This is no longer just about wins and losses. It's about the survival and future of the league itself.
The number of viewers for WNBA games that Caitlin Clark is not in is like 3 to 4 million. But she's in the game. When it's her game playing, it's like 17 million.
Well, I also look at the attendance in the arena.
Yes.
It's 8 to 10,000 everywhere else. Caitlin Clark, 17, 18,000.
As if Caitlin Clark's playoff exit wasn't frustrating enough for fans, another controversy quickly followed. Despite her record-breaking rookie season and undeniable impact on the growth of the WNBA, Clark was denied a unanimous Rookie of the Year honor. The snub stunned fans everywhere, given how dominant she was both on the court and in driving massive viewership. Her performances were nothing short of historic. Yet one voter chose to cast their ballot for Angel Reese instead, sparking outrage and debate across the basketball world.
No matter if you are rooting against Caitlin Clark because you like another team, even if it's that.
I'm excited to see you.
The decision sparked outrage among fans. How could anyone vote against Caitlin Clark? She single-handedly elevated the WNBA's profile and became the driving force behind its surge in popularity. For her to be denied unanimous Rookie of the Year honors felt like a slap in the face, not just to Clark, but to the millions of supporters who tuned in because of her. To make matters worse, the WNBA has refused to reveal the identity of the lone voter who chose Angel Reese over Clark, hiding behind anonymity. That lack of transparency has only poured fuel on the fire, leaving fans even more frustrated and convinced that Clark still isn't getting the recognition she truly deserves.
Second half really set the tone for me, for her to be, and should have been, unanimous Rookie of the Year. And it wasn't just one triple-double, she had two.
And this is why we would love the WNBA to make voting not anonymous. Because if you were the person that had that one vote, you should just be able to stand on it, and you should know.
The snub of Caitlin Clark for unanimous Rookie of the Year honors is more than just a one-time controversy. It could have lasting effects on the way fans perceive the WNBA. Clark had done everything in her power to elevate the league, but when it came time to recognize her achievements, she was denied the unanimous recognition she deserved. This has left a sour taste in the mouths of many fans who feel that the WNBA is not fully appreciating what Clark has done for the league. The decision to award one vote to Angel Reese rather than Clark has sparked a debate about the integrity of the voting process.
Best player in the country.
To the media or me?
As you see.
I feel like I'm the best player in the country.
For Caitlin Clark, the Rookie of the Year snub will likely serve as nothing more than extra motivation. She's already proven she can dominate on the court, and this slight will only fuel her drive heading into future seasons. But for the WNBA, the controversy is far more damaging. It's a problem that won't be easy to fix and one that raises serious questions about how the league values and protects its biggest star. With Caitlin Clark stepping away for a 200-day break from professional basketball, the WNBA now faces one of its biggest challenges yet. For the next several months, the league must find a way to keep fans engaged without its brightest star on the court. While other basketball will still be played, the task is anything but simple, especially with viewership already plummeting since Clark's playoff exit. During this long stretch, the WNBA will need to work overtime to hold fan interest. But the truth is clear. Without Clark, the league is staring at an uphill battle. She was a driving force behind its surge in popularity, and her absence leaves a void that will be nearly impossible to fill.
Basketball has really consumed my life for a year, so I feel like it'll be good for me to kind of reflect back on everything that's happened.
If the WNBA wants to keep Caitlin Clark for the long term, it must act quickly to protect her on the court. The physical punishment she endured throughout the 2024 season is simply not sustainable, and without change, the league risks pushing her toward other opportunities, particularly the EuroLeague, where players are often better paid and given stronger support. In recent years, the EuroLeague has become an increasingly attractive destination for top talent, offering both higher salaries and better overall treatment. If Clark were to seriously consider moving overseas, it would deal a devastating blow to the WNBA. After everything she has done to elevate the league's profile, losing her now is a risk the WNBA cannot afford to take.
A rising talent lifts all boats. If folks were more receptive to hormone, I still contend getting culture better to USA. Imagine it's a national, global, fire. For folks listening, because it feels not this.
To avoid losing Caitlin Clark, the WNBA must make her safety and well-being a top priority. That means holding officials accountable to call fouls consistently, protecting her from overly aggressive defenses, and preventing the kind of unchecked physical play that contributed to her playoff exit. Clark's impact on the league cannot be overstated. She has attracted new fans, boosted viewership, and given the WNBA a level of attention it hasn't experienced in years. Yet her absence has also exposed the league's biggest vulnerability, an over-reliance on a single player to keep fans engaged.
Somebody thinks Angel Reese was the Rookie of the Year. Maybe it's a writer who covered her team in Chicago. Okay, it's not the end of the world. Like, I don't know if Caitlin Clark's going to go, can you believe I didn't go unanimous? Now, I thought we would have unanimous MVP and unanimous Rookie of the Year.
The next few months will be absolutely critical for the WNBA as it navigates life without Caitlin Clark. The league must act fast to address the flaws her absence has exposed, or risk losing the momentum it fought so hard to build. Moving forward, the WNBA has to prioritize protecting its stars, developing a deeper pool of talent, and keeping fans engaged even when its biggest name isn't on the court. Clark isn't just another player. She is the future of the WNBA. If the league truly wants to grow and attract new fans, it must recognize her value and do everything possible to keep her invested in its success. Ignoring the bias and treatment she's faced only increases the danger of losing the very star who made the WNBA relevant, and with her, the millions of fans she brought along.